started tapping about the fear of driving, that memory just shot up. And it made sense. And
Hello and welcome to the Inner Mind Code podcast. I'm back with Stuart, Cheung, and this lovely blue-haired lady. Check out her hair. It's Sabrina Hunter. She's EFT practitioner, workshop leader, and a coach, a fellow coach. So it's always great to have like-minded people on. And as you'll hear, she's also from my part of the country. So once again, Stuart's numbered by gender.
Outnumbered again.
I know. That's all right. He loves her really, don't you? So let's kick off with Sabrina. Let's get to know her a bit better. Sabrina, so EFT, I've had one session of it. You explain it in your words, how you got into it, what brought you into that world.
So I had, last January, I had done the Heal Your Life training, so coach and workshop leader.
Right.
And when I come out of that, one of my mentors was running an EFT program.
Oh, okay.
And it was like 21 days. I'd never heard of it before. I'd never used it. I'd never even seen it. And I was like, oh, well, I'll give this a go. So I done the 21 days. And genuinely within about a week, I started to notice a massive difference in my life.
Yes.
So it wasn't like instant, because at the start, all this tapping felt really strange. I was like, what am I doing? Well, because I'd signed up to the program, it was 3 days a week. And I started to notice after about a week, oh my goodness, I'm feeling more emotionally calm. I'm not triggered about things that I used to be triggered about.
Right.
I'm thinking more clear. I'm feeling better in myself. So that program went on for those 21 days. And straight after it, I was like, I'm going to train in this. This is magic. I'm training in this modality. So I then sought out my trainer, Karen Clements. And so I trained last June. And I've now done the advanced level as well. So I eat and breathe EFT. I use it daily. I wouldn't do a day without tapping. I absolutely love it. Deep down in my soul, it was like a remembrance of it rather than learning it for the first time. So I was like, this is genius. And so every single day, without fail, and because I'm working with clients or I'm doing videos, I maybe tap 5 or 6 times a day, separate taps. But over the space of that year, I have become more of me. I've shed a lot of the layers. I've shed a lot of the trauma. I had anxiety. I had panic attacks. They're gone. So I am just, I just live, eat and breathe it because it has changed my life. It has literally changed my life.
Okay, and put us out of our misery. What does EFT stand for?
So it's called Emotional Freedom Techniques. And what we're doing by using these tapping points, we're actually working with the amygdala in the brain. Okay. And the amygdala is responsible for our fight or flight system. So it fires all the time. Then we go into irrational thoughts. We can anxiety, depression, all of these things that are happening. And when you're tapping on your these points, you're talking to the amygdala in the brain and the nervous system and telling it that no matter what you're feeling, you're safe. So when you're doing EFT tapping, you will bring up emotions. That is what it is designed to do. However, it's also telling your body, whilst those emotions are coming up, that you're safe to feel them and you're also safe to let them go. Right. So when I first started to learn how to tap, I did start to feel these emotions coming up in my body. But you would have had a spike of the emotion. And then if you continued the tap, it just went. And I found that it didn't revisit again. It was like this was down here, it was suppressed, and it had to come up. So it really is probably the safest way I feel to deal with emotions rather than just talk therapy. And I had talk therapy for years. And talk therapy for years kept me quite stuck.
Yes.
And then I found the Heal Your Life work and now EFT. And so I personally find it works really fast. It works really fast, and it does create long-lasting results the more you tap and the more you engage in it.
Right, it's permanent then. Stuart, do you have a question there?
I was thinking two things. Do you have many lads doing this? Or like would you see many lads doing this up north?
Yeah. Well, I think that there's definitely a mixture, and I've definitely had inquiries from men as well as women.
That's great.
And on my socials, there are men that engage in it and say, that helped me to feel calmer, that helped me to feel better. Or what I do find is the guys will message me rather than comment below the post. But, it's like, and I had no idea they were following me or they were engaging. And the next thing I'm off down the line, you're getting a message saying, you've no idea how much this has changed my life. And I'm thinking, I didn't even know you were on my page.
Yes, who are you?
So they've done the daily tap-alongs, and they're like, oh my goodness, this. But they're doing it a bit more discreetly. But I mean, one of my trainer's assistant was a man, and he's a massive advocate of EFT. So I've met a lot of men in the world. Yeah.
And so. That's a great thing that they're messaging you, because that's the thing in itself, right? That it shows that men are kind of moving forwards, but even though it's in private, it's still like that they're still coming forwards to approach you and say, listen, I wouldn't mind trying this myself, and seeing how it goes. So I guess that's a huge thing, right? So it's good to see and it's good to hear, because one of the reasons we put this together is to reach as many people as you can, but also men, because men don't talk, like they don't really talk about stuff, and this stuff to them is kind of alien, it's like the men can be quite standoffish and they can be quite reserved about holistic fields, and especially if they're very burly men and men that they don't want to kind of be seen to take part in these things. But I think it's amazing that men are reaching out to you, and it's amazing that they they have an outlet that they can tap into.
Literally.
I didn't mean
Brilliant. So what do you find is the most common reason or topic that you're dealing with, Sabrina, Anna?
It really is a range. I have a tapping group, and they tap with me. We started a month. It was a 1 month tapping group program.
Okay.
And these ladies came on board, and that was last November. And they just keep renewing the membership. So they tap with me every Tuesday and Thursday, and they all came to me with heartbreak. So that was the thing that led them in. Sometimes it's grief, a lot of trauma, anxiety, depression, lack of confidence, phobias, fears. So there's a whole array of things that EFT can do, but according to what they're going through, it's used differently. So we have different techniques for whatever the client is presenting with. So it can be an absolute range of different things that they're coming with. But they've maybe tried a tap along and thought, this made me feel a bit calmer. And then, a lot of people have this perception that it's just a 3-minute thing, that EFT is no more than 3 minutes. And a one-to-one session is an hour. It's an hour long. So it can be a wide variety. A lot of people with anxiety, that would be the thing that. But I always find they're coming in the door with one thing, but when you unravel it, it's not. It wasn't the heartbreak. It was the inner child. It was the relationships growing up. So whatever's going on in the surface is the symptom of something a lot deeper. And EFT gets to that. EFT gets to that very fast. Yeah.
Okay. And do you want to take us through just like if somebody's come for a session, just to show them some of the movements that you would do, just show people what they can expect. They're not surprised. They're tapping. Why am I doing this?
You want to tap along with me then?
Yeah, let's do it for the crack. Yes, definitely.
So if I'm with a client now, I can't really demonstrate exactly what I would do with the client because there are deeper things, but I demonstrate like a little tap along with yourselves.
Okay. Yeah, so
starting at the side of the hand.
Right, and it's a little finger side there.
Yeah, you can use either side.
Right, okay, so it doesn't matter if I do right hand or left hand.
It doesn't matter if you do right or left.
How to do this without nothing.
You're tapping on this soft part, the side of the hand.
It's like you're...
And just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth.
I can feel it moving something already. It's my stomach. God.
Just become aware of your breath. Just become aware of your chest rising and falling.
Okay.
And just give your body permission to be here, right now.
Okay.
And we're going to move on to the inner eyebrow point. So you can use 2 hands or 1, whatever feels most comfortable. And just take a breath in. And give your face, jaw permission to relax. Let it go. Let the tension just melt out of your face. Side of the eye, so you're moving on to the bone of the side of the eye.
Okay, it is relaxing already, isn't it, Stuart?
So whatever feelings or thoughts are coming up, just allow them to be there. Allow them in this space, and just know you're safe right here, right now. Under the eye, so you're moving to this bony part just under the eye.
Okay, so do you encourage the person to talk to you while they're doing it? Can they tell you?
Yeah. So I would be encouraging, if you were coming to me as a client, we'd be tapping on a direct thing. So we would have set up statements that you would say. So I'll get used to do a wee bit of talking. So I'm ready for a peaceful day. Now this is quite general, I'm not. So I am ready for a peaceful day.
I'm ready for a peaceful day.
Under the nose.
Yeah. That's funny because I was going to ask you, do people say stuff to themselves?
Usually now, definitely, there's always talk, unless there's emotions coming up, we'll just get them to tap. So repeat after me. No matter what comes my way today, I will handle it.
No matter what comes my way today, I will handle it.
Under the mouth. And I can create peace in my day.
And I can create peace in my day.
Collarbone. I'm safe right here, right now.
I'm safe right here, right now.
Under the arm. It's safe to be here, right now.
It's safe to be
here, right now.
Top of the head. I'm allowed to take up space.
I'm allowed to take up space.
And we'll just do one more round.
Okay.
I'm open to joy coming my way today.
I'm open to joy coming my way today.
Side of the eye. I'm open to more laughter and fun.
I'm open to That's already started.
I don't know if you should say that.
I started the minute I spoke to Sabrina.
I deserve to have a good day today.
I deserve to have a good day today.
Under the nose. Everything comes to me easier today.
Everything comes to me easier today.
Under the mouth. I am in control of how I feel.
I am in control of how I feel.
Collarbone. And I choose peace today.
And I choose peace today.
Under the arm. I choose joy today.
I choose joy today.
Top of the head. It's safe right here, right now.
It's safe right here, right now.
And just take a deep breath.
There's something going on like this in my stomach, like little bubbles.
Is there? How does it feel? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel?
Yeah, me, I just feel very chill after that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
relaxed me. I know I've got flowers on my dress, but I feel like there's all these different colour, like light blue, pink, white, yellow flowers, all lined my stomach where I feel the like wee butterfly. Oh, that's what they are. They're butterflies. It's for some feel
Oh
butterflies.
wow!
Yes, I don't know
Wow!
where that's coming from.
Oh wow!
It's lovely. It's like they're all fluttering about, you know. So I don't know.
Oh, you're very
Affecting me.
visual. Are you very visual, Victoria?
I am, yes.
That was so general, and that is
Oh, wow.
the only thing you would give the public, because you want to keep them safe. You don't want to, we want to. The real work happens in a one-to-one, so I keep it very general in tap-alongs, and I maybe choose different subjects, like maybe heartbreak, but I'll also just keep it general. So it is very general what I did with you there, with the EFT. The one thing I would emphasize is I kept it very positive there. In most sessions, you're talking about the negative first before you go into the positive, because we need to release that. We need to give that truth. We need to give the body a voice. So I would start a session with, even though I'm really not feeling good right here, right now, I'm open to changing that. And then we talk about how they're actually feeling. I just feel I'm not feeling good. I feel heavy. This pain in my body, whatever it is, this needs to. That's the real powerful work with EFT, is that we tell the truth first. So
Okay.
Right.
And what's I suppose I have to ask, what's the biggest transformation you've seen either in yourself or other people? Have you had one where it was very dramatic, but in a positive way?
Yeah, there was. I've had quite a few, and especially with my tapping group, I've seen a massive transformation in their lives, because I'm getting to see them every week.
Yeah.
There's been I did an inner child tapping, and just to keep it confidential, I just don't want to speak specifically about it. But that released a lot in that client, and she released something that she had been holding on to for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And never looked back. And then I seen the transformation of how that then merged into her life, where she was trying new things, that she was always holding herself back. She was always, and she didn't even realize that was because of this until we started tapping. And then the tapping has a way of bringing the stuff up that's keeping us stuck. So so I seen a massive transformation in her life because of it, and a belief that she'd kept from she was a child. So body pain's a good one. If I'm doing a body pain session, we do suds. So I'll ask the client, where's the body pain at the minute, and they might say 10. And then as the time goes along, and as the session goes along, I've seen suds come down from 10 to 0. I've seen suds come down from 10 to below 2.
Wow.
With body pain that they've had for years.
Yes.
So those sorts of things are very evident in the tapping session. So
amazing.
It's very powerful.
Has there been, again keeping the confidentiality, but has there been anything that sort of surprised you, like something weird that came up, or it surprised both you and the client? Something that you just didn't expect?
Well, it was actually with me.
Okay.
So I actually, when I was doing the training, it's actually the most. So I had a massive fear, and I didn't know. So I had a fear, like driving anxiety. I had a fear. So after I done my training, my first level 1 and 2.
Yes.
I started tapping then every day, but I was using different techniques to what you see online, where you're just doing a tap along. And I was tapping along, and I was tapping on this driving fear.
Right, yes.
And I had no idea. I genuinely had no idea that this was linked to an incident that happened in childhood in a car.
Oh, wow.
I had no conscious awareness of that.
Yeah.
But as I started tapping about the fear of driving, that memory just shot up. And it made sense. And I went, oh my goodness, that's why I seen a car as being unsafe. But before that, I had no conscious awareness that meant this. So the amygdala had obviously stopped firing. The memory was able to come up, and I was able to tap through that and release it.
Yes.
On myself. And go, I can't even explain
you can't. Sure, you can't.
The jaw-dropping moment of going,
wow.
My brain thought that meant that.
Yes.
And so, but I didn't know that for years. So that was probably for me the most profound shift I have felt,
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Something that, there were the two, in your mind, they were unrelated. But,
unrelated.
Yeah.
Hadn't the memory and my awareness. And then all of a sudden it was like, this is why I'm scared of cars. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, really powerful.
Yeah.
Really.
Has that ever happened? Do you mind me asking, has that ever happened for a client? Like where they obviously come in for something else and then it, releases something entirely different to what they came in for, but yet they had buried it so deep that they weren't even aware.
All of the time. So we will start off, like this literally happens quite, my experience is it happens quite a lot.
Yes.
So
that's a good thing then.
They present with a fear or a symptom, and we start tapping, and in a session, I'll ask, can you remember another time you felt like that?
Right.
And then because we're tapping, instantly the memory comes up. And then and I've had so much afterwards, and it's like, oh my goodness, and they say the same thing. I did not realize that meant that.
Yes.
So something that appears to be quite, maybe even like a small problem, actually most of the time originated in childhood, an incident, an event, a memory, a trauma.
Right.
But they're not aware of it either until we start tapping. And tapping has this thing of bringing the dots together. Okay,
Yes.
I have this fear of this, and I forgot about that incident that happened in childhood. All the time, Stuart, all the time. I know and we know that the beliefs we have and the way we're living our life didn't just appear. They've come from experiences, memories, and the brain has made it mean something.
Yes.
And we then started to interpret our own world through that perception. So all the time, that would be one of the biggest things of EFT. Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic.
That's beautiful.
And when you're talking about childhood and possibly teenage years as well, do you ever take anybody back to, say, like a past life or something beyond the womb, as they call it?
No, I put it on myself, but I don't know. I don't do, I'm not trained in past life regression, and EFT is marrying, for me, the spiritual and the science.
Yes,
so
so
we would never be trained to do that. So it would all be more clinical therapy.
Okay.
But I have had experiences of past lives just in my own journey.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's been interesting, but it's been other souls that have brought that up in me.
Right, okay, fantastic.
So, I would use it for manifesting. I use EFT for manifesting a lot. It tends to cut through the resistance very quickly.
Yes.
And what I always say is, with EFT, if you don't know where you are, how do you know where to get to?
Yes.
So EFT is like, identify where you are. I have these beliefs. I don't believe in money. I think it's terrible. I don't think it's good or whatever. And a lot of people think, if we're saying this out loud, this is going to reinforce that. But actually it does the opposite. It gives the body a voice, and the nervous system knows how you feel. So if you're affirming, I am rich, but your nervous system knows, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. You instantly go, no. So I do use it for spiritual manifestation, but not past life regression. Never.
Okay. I was just curious because it's Well, no, but maybe you can help me with this then, or help other people understand. Because I had one session which I can see now the positive in it, and what you're saying about how it, I suppose I wanted to emphasise how quickly it helps.
Yeah.
And I think it was a Wednesday evening, this lady, I'd come across her, I think through doing some of the psychic work and psychic healing, and she offered, we offer, a lot of people offer exchanges. So she wanted a reading or whatever it was of me, and she said she'd do an EFT session of me. So it was fine. So from the next day, from the Thursday, Friday and Saturday, I was just floored. It was one of those ones where I recognised something was going on. I knew it was a release. I was in and out the bathroom quite a bit, but that would be my normal go-to with my body. If it wants something out of me, it's coming out.
Yeah.
And she didn't check in, I think, till the Sunday or Monday. And she said to me, well, how'd you get on? Did you notice a change? And I'm like, are you joking? Because obviously I thought, okay, this is fast. This is good. But it was a bit dramatic. And she explained to me, she said, well, if you contacted me, and I just believe me, it was the last thing on my mind to contact anybody. It was because I think I'd had the experience of Reiki and various pieces over the years that, your body will just release it at the tempo, the pace that you're ready for.
Yeah. Was it a deep session?
Is it? I suppose that's what I'm trying to reassure people, that your body will always do what's comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Whether you find it dramatic or not. So in my case, how would, if I came back to you, say I did have the head on me, to contact you and say, oh, I'm going through this, what would you explain to me? I'm just curious, because she handled it very well. So I'm just saying, is there other angles that would explain it?
That can happen. Doesn't happen for everybody.
Exactly.
It is quite in my experience. I haven't seen it before, but especially if you've had a really deep session, so something's come up that you really Was there emotions come up through the session?
Oh, big time. See, back in that phase of my life, there was a time where I would have something. It could be Reiki, it could be a meditation, and the next day, I remember I was teaching IT at the time, and I remember having to ring just the once, thankfully, and say, look, I'm really ill today, because I could feel it all starting to sit on me.
Yeah.
And I knew, and then it was this particular day, I remember ringing into the centre and saying, like, I can't teach anything today. I'm so ill. And from the 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it was just all waves. Because I was dealing with grief, I was dealing with the breakup of my marriage at the time, and it was just a full day where it was just non-stop. So I was kind of used to that happening, and then this was years later. So you think you go through stuff, and I suppose as people do this, because we do it in private. I did a lot of it in private.
Yeah.
Because that was stuff that was coming up me, and thinking to myself, well, I knew how to handle it. I knew how I couldn't teach. I just thought, I can't stand up there today and repress it. It was something that was just coming fast.
Yeah. So it can happen. And, some of the advice would be to drink water. And to take it easy and to listen to your body.
Yes,
and it is something that would be explained to any client at the start. These are things that may happen, and it doesn't necessarily mean a negative thing. In fact, it could be a very positive thing. Can I ask how you felt after that period? Did you feel lighter? Did you feel better? Did you feel like you released something?
Oh, I knew. By the Sunday, Monday, I think that's when she got in contact, was the Sunday or Monday, I can't remember. But I just remember it all cleared. Basically, it was like the storm was over. The sun was back out. It was all shiny and good again. And when she messaged me, and I said to her, I'm feeling fantastic. I knew something negative, toxic, whatever it was, had left. I can't remember. Obviously, you can't remember when you've let it go. Sure you can't. It's kind of like, it's not there anymore. It doesn't exist. So I can't... Unless I look back I've got journals of things like that, so I could go back into that, because I remember I was living in England at the time, so I know what years that would be. I could rummage through and maybe find out. That's why I journal things, because I realised once you let it go, because I started off with the NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Program myself, and then incorporated that into Reiki, and then sort of developed from there. So whatever issue it was, obviously I came from a deeper place. But I suppose potentially, because I knew what emotional healing was about, I was able to sort of just, you have to let it go through.
Yes.
But an interesting thing was
how to process things. The body does know how to process things. And, some would term it as a healing crisis, and Heal Your Life, we term it as a healing crisis. And the body does know how to process things.
Yes.
What I do tend to find is after it, you feel even lighter. You feel even like the body was able to be able to host that and then let it go. But I haven't experienced it for many of my clients as such. But I do know it can happen, and we're trained to be able to do it.
The bonus, I suppose, to really explain it better was, I think a lot of our physical weight is emotional. And I remember that week when I don't know if I felt better, so I went and weighed myself, because I tend to stay away from the scales, because you feel it more than want to see it, and obviously fluid and whatever. Especially with women, we're up one week, we're down the next, and I remember like 3 pounds and weight came off.
Oh, wow.
So I noticed that happen quite a bit, and it would stay off permanently then. So I suppose I wanted to get that across. That was actually where the point I was leading to in my head. So I was shifting the shifting the emotional weight, which led to the physical weight, because it was notice I was a self-punisher. So something was good for me. Yeah. I would resist and resist. So I suppose now maybe this is me having a realization. I was resisting something maybe, and that's why it was more dramatic. Whereas, because if something happened, and I learned it was a really toxic pattern for me, in terms of, I would say yes to whatever, go and do my own thing, especially it was my mother, actually. Sorry, Mom. But, it was like, she would say one thing, I knew my gut instinct was to do whatever, and then I'd punish myself to trying to balance it out in my head.
Yeah.
So it was this self-punishment cycle, and that went on for a while before I cottoned it on. But I suppose if I'm resisting letting things go, because if I let that go, it means I'm a bad person. I deserve to be punished. I deserve blah, blah, blah. Whatever the crap is. Yeah. Thankfully, that's long gone. But I suppose to reassure people in a sense that it's the resistance. If I'm resisting letting it go, maybe that's...
means it's the body just processing. So,
yes,
and everybody will do it differently. Like, some of the things that we would... list in the disclaimer and all of that would be, here's some of the sensations your body may feel. You may feel tingling, you may feel this, you may feel that, you may develop flu symptoms, and it's just giving people, it's not that is going to happen to you, but and the wording in it is very clear.
Absolutely.
I think I'm not even sure that you could just say it's resistance. I think sometimes our body processes things in different ways. Absolutely. And then with the Heal Your Life stuff coming in, which is separate from EFT, we're trained that everything is metaphysical, not physical.
Yes.
So that's a whole different spin on flu-like symptoms and stuff. So Louise Hay is a massive advocate for what's happening in your body as a message to your mind, your body and soul.
Yes.
And I do tend to lean into that very much. If I get a pain somewhere, I'll be like, okay, what's happening here now? Yes. And I actually had a sore mouth at the weekend, and instead of going, this is this, I'm like, okay, what does this mean?
I have friends who text me all the time, I've got a pain in my arm, and they know straight away, left side or right side, because obviously one's the past, one's the future, masculine, feminine, whatever, and that's, so that's the conversations I would have with friends, so I totally understand that. Louise Hay, I think she inspired so many people. That was obviously her purpose in life. Amazing woman. And we've joked, when she passed that time, and we've said, she didn't pass, she just ascended. She just went as she was. But what a fantastic song, what learning she's brought in terms of the physical body maps the emotional mind. And I wish they taught this at schools.
I really do.
Because if I'd grown up knowing this from a younger age, I wouldn't have had probably all these dramatic releases and being more aware that we have emotional needs and they need to be expressed, not repressed. So
just quickly on the Louise
Yeah,
Hay.
go ahead.
Not go into the story too deeply, but Louise Hay kind of saved my life.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I had a severe eating disorder,
Right.
and I don't want to, I don't want to keep up the time by just getting into the real long
No, it's
story.
your time. It's your time.
So I had a severe eating disorder from I was 14. I was basically starving my body to death.
Oh.
I've been through the conventional route. I'd had a lot of trauma from childhood. I had a very difficult upbringing. I developed the eating disorder at 14. I was in that spiral of starvation, didn't know I had it, was diagnosed at 16, was sent to therapy, was sent here, was sent there. And it was just a revolving door. Yeah. And then I found Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life.
Yes.
And I was in my 20s and I found Louise Hay's book. And it was against everything that the conventional were saying. And I was thinking, but my soul knew that there was something here. Yeah. So I started reading her book and I started practicing her book, and I learned about the inner child. I learned about self-punishment. I learned about, and all the while I was going to conventional therapy, and I'll be honest with you, they were putting the fear of God into me.
Yeah.
Literally telling me I was going to die, telling me I'd never fully recover. The most important thing was the scales and what weight I weighed. It was nothing to do with self-love. As much as I respect all therapies, it wasn't a great experience for me. Yeah. And Louise Hay alongside it was teaching, you can change your thoughts, you can love your body, you can heal your inner child, you can do this. So every time I went to that book, I had hope. So I kept practicing and behind the scenes doing the Louise Hay work. And I am pleased to say that now I do not have any trace of an eating disorder. Every single symptom that I developed through the eating disorder, even an illness that they said I would just have to live with, completely went. Fantastic. And my whole life changed. So I owe that to Louise Hay's teachings.
Fantastic.
Can I ask,
yes, go ahead.
What would be the top three things then from Louise Hay's, would you say, in your experience from what you have taken from her teachings? What would be the top three things that have worked for you through Louise Hay's?
Biggest one, self-love. Self-love. And I know people say that as a cliche, but that is about loving yourself through your patterns, loving yourself through your mistakes, loving yourself even though you're starving yourself. So loving yourself, that was the biggest one. And to integrate that is more than just a sentence, I just love myself. Forgiveness. I had a lot of forgiveness to do to the adults around me that had caused the trauma.
Right. Wow. Yes.
So forgiveness was a big one. Forgiving myself for all of the things that I was putting my body through, and forgiveness of those who I believed were doing the best they could. And if they knew better, they would have done better. Yes. So the self-love, the forgiveness, and self-worth. Believing you're worthy enough to be healed. Believing you're worthy enough to eat food. Believing you're worthy enough. So, and the inner child work comes into that. And those are the things that I still continually practice,
Wow.
So, yeah.
Fantastic.
That's very strong, because, you could hear about Louise Hay's but not know exactly what she does and stuff, but for somebody who's hearing about her for the first time and hearing about how it's helped somebody for the first time, I think it's great to know exactly what worked for you during that time frame, during the time that you turned your whole life around, right? So this is something that you can't take lightly. It's something that for me, I know at the top of my head things that turned my life around. Reiki would be one, mixed martial arts and meditation. So like what Vic had earlier on, I had that profound experience with Reiki that brought a lot of stuff to the surface that I had to release, I had to get rid of, and it took me a week's time frame. And I've talked about this before, that Reiki 1, it brought everything to the surface. Reiki 2, the week later, just helped me release it all and get rid of it all. So it was amazing. It was a profound time in my life that here's this thing that came along that changed the course of my life forever. So hearing that from you as well, Sabrina, is so powerful, because we're all different, and different things work for different people.
Absolutely.
Right? So that worked for you, and that was your turning point. That was your pivot, that you had that in your life, and you came across that in your life, and you were blessed to come across that. And I can ask, how? Like, did you come across a book, or did somebody recommend it to you, or did?
I was in one of the darkest places of my life, and I seen the book, and it was on a shelf, and it was bright yellow.
That's right, with a rainbow. That's right, yes.
You can heal your life. And I went, can I?
My friend's pounding here for you.
I was desperate.
Oh.
So I picked up the book and bought it, thinking there was a spirit in me that thought, even though it seems dark, there's hope.
Yes.
And then I started reading it, and I was like, oh my God, it was like a door opened, and things made sense.
Fantastic.
And I don't think I would be here today if it wasn't for that book.
And that's a big thing for any book, isn't it?
And every time I keep going back to it, and I've now trained as a coach and workshop leader. But why? Because it changed my life. Or why am I an EFT practitioner? Because it changed my life.
Yeah, you're a product of it now.
I mean, one of the things I was diagnosed with was osteopenia, and they said it wouldn't be reversed. And that was a long-term, so it's a bone thinning disease. And they said it could be prevented from getting into osteoporosis, but it could never be reversed. And through the Louise Hay work, who believes that everything is metaphysical.
Absolutely.
I got a phone call to say that my bone density was normal.
Fantastic.
When I went back for my review scan.
Yeah.
And I did not believe the receptionist, so I asked to speak to the doctor. And the doctor came on the phone at lunchtime and I said, Doctor, I've been told my bone density is normal. Yes, that's correct. And I says, but how can that be? Because I have, and he says, no, whatever you're doing, keep it up, but it has been reversed.
Wow.
That's a big claim, isn't it? That's amazing. Yeah. Fantastic.
Wow.
So, well, this is your time to shamelessly plug yourself as much as you want. So people want to get in contact with you. What's your website? What are your socials? Spill the beans.
So first of all, Sabrina Hunter would be my main page, and it's a professional Facebook page, Sabrina Hunter, and all of the info's on there.
Okay.
TikTok, Sabrina.EFT Practitioner on TikTok. I do daily tap-alongs every single day. And they're usually between 5 to 8 minutes long. So they're really structured, and they're for specific things. So there's one maybe on anxiety, there's one on low mood, there's one on, so it's kind of a range of things for whoever, whatever people are going through. So I do that every single day. I don't have a website yet. Okay. My Facebook would be the main one, Sabrina Hunter, and I'm on Instagram, Healing Your Life with Sabrina, and then TikTok would be Sabrina.EFT Practitioner.
Right.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Right, I'll take note. I'll get them back.
Do you do
underneath there?
Yeah. Do you do stuff online, Sabrina, as well? Like, do you like? Because sometimes we find sitting down with somebody very powerful. But I found that session that we did earlier on, it was quite. I got quite relaxed from it, just being online, right? So, do you do sessions online as well, or?
Yeah, so actually the majority of my work's online, Stuart.
Yeah.
I don't see a barrier. There's no barrier whether in fact, all of my clients are on Zoom. My tapping group's on Zoom. It's very rarely somebody comes to see me in person, because
the norm now, isn't it?
Yeah. So everything I do, I launch workshops online. I do EFT tapping workshops online. And I don't see it as a barrier. No. So if somebody from wherever didn't want to travel in person, I wouldn't see any difference in them doing an online session. And in fact, that's what most of my clients do, is online sessions.
Brilliant.
Oh, great. That's
great.
We'll
have to join in.
Exactly. Yeah. Or join your group if they wanted to join your group.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday. When is it? Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, but that is a group that have been established. So I launch programs all the time. So I'll be launching another one soon where it'll be originally I advertised for a month. It was only because these girls couldn't get enough of it. And they were like, could we not renew this? And then that just came into a tapping community. Everybody was just
that's brilliant.
Renewing this. So I've seen them grow so much.
Yes, that's lovely. Yeah. Okay, then, so if you were to leave our viewers with a message to summarise their life, what they could do, advice, whatever comes to mind, what would you tell them?
Learn how to truly love yourself and learn how to truly feel enough, because you are exactly as you are. And we are in a world that is constantly telling people that they're not enough. And you are always enough and always were enough. And don't be scared of EFT, because it does create magic.
It does. I can vouch for that, even though I had that experience, but I knew it does create magic.
And you deserve to feel. One of the biggest things I always say, you deserve to feel peace.
Yes.
You deserve to have a beautiful life, and you deserve to have a peaceful life.
Yes.
And be kind to yourself. Be easy on yourself. Because if you had a friend standing beside you, would you say the things to them that you say to yourself? And if they said those things to you, would they be a friend? And so it starts with us. Even if you're just learning, I'm not going to criticize myself enough, or I'm not going to criticize myself this week, or I'm going to give myself a bit of grace. Yes, I made a mistake. Everybody does. Because if you could see yourself from the eyes of others, you would see how beautiful you actually are.
That's true. That's so true. Fantastic, Sabrina. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on today. How God, Stuart, found you. I don't know. Can I ask how you two met?
Facebook online,
On Facebook, yeah. All right.
Yeah. I'm not too sure if it was a spiritual group or a suggested friend. I think it was a spiritual group that I saw. And then
fantastic.
Sabrina's hair stood out, so I was like...
There you go. I know it's the same colour as my house. I love blue. Well, I like pink as well, but that's Archangel Michael is around. That's his colour.
I know we're drawn to certain colours, though, aren't we? And I've had rainbow hair for years and years and years.
Right, yes.
And then just recently I've been drawn to blue. So,
blue is my favourite colour, by the way, so...
Is it?
Yeah, always has been, always will be. Like, I remember watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Leonardo with the blue head.
Leonardo, see the blue one?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What else? Yeah, just blue has always stood out for me. I had blue wallpaper when I was younger. I painted my room blue by myself. Parents' permission, I painted it one day, and they were like, "What's going on here?" Yeah. So there you go.
There you go. So that's But there's a frequency, isn't there, from colours, and with whatever frequency or whatever healing, because I found I had so much work to do in my sacral chakra, and every time I wore orange, something connected or something released, or it was like the colour. I didn't wear it very often, but when I did, it just had, I walked into the shop one day and this guy came running over and started giving me a message from his, he just started giving me a message, and I was just like, okay, who are you? What's going on? And because he's wearing a heavy metal t-shirt, and I'm looking at him, and it turned out he did go to the Spiritualist Church in Belfast, and I says, okay, who's giving you these messages? Who are you connected to? And he says, Liz. That's my granny, so I was just like, okay, I'm listening. Once my grannies or either of them come through, it was like, okay, they mean business. But here's a guy, like heavy metal, half bald, wee bit of weight on him, and he's just like, I have to tell you this. And I was like, this is this orange top. It's releasing something. And he was right. Everything he said was going to happened. But I knew, because once he said it was my granny, I was like, oh yeah, she's long gone. God, what is it now? I was only 1 year old when she went, so she got to meet me as such, but obviously I don't remember. But the guidance that comes in when we need it, and here's a stranger as such, but he just felt compelled, and he just said, I know you're open to it. I can see your energy. And I says, no, if it's my granny, I'm here all day. I'll take you for a coffee now if you want. But he was right, and I got to update him and tell him he was absolutely right, you know. So it's all good.
That's like you said it there, compelled. I felt compelled to reach out to Sabrina because I think it was just a hair color. I was like, you know, and then I saw a bit about her and stuff, and I was like, wow, this person seems really interesting and very, you know, I love what she's doing, you know. So
spot on. As usual. Yeah, fantastic. No, thank you so much. We'll say goodbye. Yeah, and then people can comment, or they'll have your details down below as well.
Perfect.
All right then. So thanks, Sabrina. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to Stuart as well for being the balance as always. Okay, take care.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Sabrina.
Thank you.
That's officially off.